This is the Healy Brothers Podcast.
Well, so today's a pretty exciting one. Welcome to the Healy Pod.
Thanks for having us.
But we're back at Burke Catholic, our alma mater. It's been a long time. We have the president, John Dalfett. I said that correct, right?
You did, yeah.
We have the principal, Janice Clark, who we've known for a very, very long time. Then we have longtime friend and also coworker, Austin Spears. So thanks for coming. Today is really all about Burke, about the history of Burke, what's Burke at now. And I know we loved it so much. I think I would redo my Burke Catholic years all over. I think Austin could say this. Saying
Good 4 years.
So let's just start with a little background from you guys. Tell us a little about you guys, and then a little what's going on at Burke, and then we'll go down the outline here.
Good, Mr. Go ahead. You lead out.
All right, I lead. So I attended Burke in 1984, 1986. Didn't stay away very long, graduated college, got my degree, came back home, started subbing here, and I have been literally here since 1995 as a teacher for many years in the French department. And then one day just happened to get a job. Mrs. Gagne came in and said, hey, we need a French teacher. Would you like to do that? I said yes. And then years later, someone said, do you want to do some admissions? I did that. Then someone said, you want to be vice principal? I kind of didn't know what to say at all. I guess I just kept saying yes.
Yeah, I guess you just say yes.
And really, it was just a really great progression in my career. And here I am today as principal. And then a couple of years ago, we added this guy over here.
That's right. This guy over here. That's probably the nicest thing everybody said.
2005, right?
Yeah. So I'm an old man. Thanks. It's great hanging out with you guys, you youngsters here. Thanks for having us. Right. Yeah. Jay and Austin. This is cool. So I'm John Dalfett, class of 1986 at Burke Catholic. I've had two younger brothers who also went through here, Stephen and Kevin, 88 and 90. I've had two sons, Patrick and Brendan, 2017 and 2020, who went through here. And then my dad has been coaching in the building close to 35 years now, softball, soccer, girls basketball. So it's very much a family affair to me, which is really cool. And as you guys mentioned, you loved it. I loved going here. I still have great friends who are part of that. And it's a lot of years ago. It's 40 years coming up this year in 2026. So it's pretty amazing. I have a little bit different career set coming into BC. I spent 21 years in the private sector, lived in London and New York and Manhattan and Chicago. And I came back to New York. My wife and I, we moved back to the area in 99, moved away and came back in 2011 and had the opportunity to work with the Burke Catholic Foundation, which is the fundraising arm of Burke Catholic, and helping them do that. Mr. Dolan, who, we talked about a bunch on our radio show, he gave me the opportunity to come back. And then as Janice said, it was, hey, this is open. Can you do this? So it was Director of Alumni Relations, and then it was admissions and advancement. And then in July of 2017, Janice and I had the opportunity to take on the roles we're doing now. And it's been great ever since. So
and we're both Catholic school elementary grads. Forgot to mention that. St. John's.
In Monroe, and Janice is St. John's in Goshen. But I don't know anything about education, so I know that's very strange being part of a Catholic high school.
Outsider perception is important, though. It's like in anything.
It is, and in the Catholic Church, right, in Catholic faith, right. So Burke Catholic we compete against good public high schools, and you guys know it from 1,000 years ago. And what we do now, we compete against very good public high schools up in Orange County, and folks pay a whole bunch of school taxes. Austin, you're going to be doing it with your new house very soon, right? You get to join the crew, and they're
still hiding.
Yeah, you'll be there soon though, right? And then you write that check, and then we have to convince you why you should pay that public school tax, and then come to Burke Catholic. And we know why we do it, and we know why it's great and awesome. But that's kind of the business side. And then Janice runs the education piece. She's the critical piece, and her team, the superior academics. You have to have a good product, and I help on kind of the business side. So it works.
Yeah. So obviously, when we went to Burke, it was thriving. Sports were awesome. And everything was just full speed ahead. Obviously, it slowed down. Stuff happens and stuff like that. Burke seems to be on the come up here to really growth, and us getting back involved means a lot to us as well. So where is Burke with its mission and culture? Where is that at?
Yeah, and it's great. And I'll speak a little bit to it, what I see. And then, Janice runs the building, right? So educationally, she's got, 38 teachers and 40 faculty members, and we have 15 folks in the administration. So that's kind of the guts of what we're doing. But it's great to hear, and it's great to kind of reconnect with our alumni. We have folks from the 60s and 70s and 80s, and it's always about mission and it's always about culture. You guys drove up today, and the first thing you saw was the crucifix right on top of the building. That's who we are. We're a Catholic school. We're part of the Archdiocese of New York. That you guys walked past the chapel. There was no lightning bolts, right, or anything, right? You guys walked by. So that's very much, the culture and the mission of who we are. We're a Catholic school. We're all about inclusiveness. We're all about respect and responsibility and accountability. And we've had an opportunity to, Janice and I, to really mold the school in the likeness of the Archdiocese. And the nice part about it is, pressure creates diamonds, right? So when there's pressure in Catholic education, and they've all shrunk, and it's a little bit more challenging Catholic education now. So we have to be great. So our building is great. The athletic fields are great. Our wonderful athletic teams have been great. The academics are great. So that culture and mission has changed in the sense that growing up, there were 13 Catholic elementary schools. There's less now. So we have folks that are coming to us from all over 25 different school districts. And it's important for us to show why that culture and that mission are critical to be part of the Burke Catholic family. So
with the perfect blend of faith at the same time.
We are a Catholic school, Jay, 100%. We're not a private school. It's the Catholic faith. And our goal, ultimately, we talk about it today in the radio show, is we want to get kids into heaven. Harvard and Princeton and Boston College and Notre Dame are second. So yeah, it's critical.
Yeah, I like that.
And you guys probably know Catholic education in Orange County has been around for many years. This institution, not in its current form, but was really founded in 1899. So there's been a Catholic school in Orange County in Goshen since 1899. It was St. John's Gar Institute, St. John's Academy. Finally, Burke Catholic here in 1963. It was built. We opened in 64. So here, we've been here since 1964. And just in, I've been here since 85, but we both were here in the 80s for school. And obviously, like you said, it's changed a little bit. The numbers have changed a little bit. Demographics have changed a little bit. But we have every single year evolved into just a better and better form of who we are. And for instance, just our middle school opening up a couple of years ago has brought something to this school that, you say there's something in your life you didn't know you needed until you found it. And that's what I think we really needed. And it has brought spirit, vitality, energy to the school. It's been great, not only for the young kids and for us. I mean, just for me, I know John always worries that if he doesn't see me, it's because I'm up in the middle school, just playing with the younger kids. But if you can see a pep rally, the spirit they bring, and what our high school kids have been able to bring to them, they love them. They're little brothers and sisters. They take care of them. So that's something I think we've really changed the past couple of years, which is really unique to the Archdiocese. Never happened before in the Archdiocese. We're the first school that was given that opportunity to do that. And I think that has really shaped us. So it's always fun to have a alumni come back who said, how's school going? Oh, it's great. Our middle school is this. And they say, what? So,
and you guys are a great example of that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
We've got a great example. Right. 2010, you guys are still tight. So you still know folks. So there's a memory of Burke Catholic that you had here, and it was wonderful. So it's our job to make sure that you feel good about coming back 30 years later. And because if you came back and it was to use you guys are in,
30 years later, it's a little rough.
Isn't it? Yeah. Right? 2010? Yeah, I know. Oh, it's only 15. See, I told you guys, Janice does all the math. I do want to do anything academic, right? It's
We're 33, but 15 is a long time.
I dated myself. I apologize. But yeah, so we got to make sure you guys feel good about it. And that's the beauty of it, right? So we have grammar school students in the building with our high school kids. And, one of the big things when we had the opportunity to do it through the Archdiocese was, how can you safely have middle schoolers with our high school kids? And we knew our culture of cooperation, our Catholic high school kids, we knew that they would adopt them and we didn't have a single measured out, and our kids have delivered. So it's 4 years now, and it has been incredibly successful. It is now the pilot program by which others are going to be modeled. So we're lucky and blessed on that part.
I think a big part of that comes from the leadership and the teachers at the school. Like, they demand respect. The kids understand that. They see as an example, and they really go and do it. I mean, we got to watch it firsthand, and I was like shocked. I mean, it's nervous probably for parents too, to know that your kids are going to school with.
Yeah, sixth grader or the 12th grader, right? But it's a testament to say that you guys keep the same teachers too, right? Like, we walk the halls here and still see the same names on the doors here, and we walk in, they shake our hand.
Shocked to see us, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's something to be said about Catholic education. You know, we certainly have teachers, new teachers who will come for a year or two, and it's the beginning of their career and they head off somewhere else. But you have teachers who just come here for that reason, who literally, when they walk in my door for an interview, say, it's the culture that I'm interested in. You know, I say, why do you come to Burke Catholic? Because I want to teach in a Catholic school. And those are the ones that stay for a long time and appreciate it.
I
And
feel like it takes a special person
Yep.
to want to teach in a Catholic school, obviously, because public education is, there's probably a little bit more money thrown around there, right? And yeah, but you guys, to keep the core teachers here and keep people here, it's got to take a special,
there's something good going on to get people to.
I think it's also the faculty itself just breeds a good camaraderie and a good friendship, and we really take care of each other. And it, you know, if someone's sick, if there's a family, we all know what.
you guys all, someone steps up and then everything like that.
There are some schools where faculty members don't, you know one or two people, don't know everybody. They know their little group. We know everyone.
Their department or something like that.
So let's move on to that. What do you guys offer here at Burke when it comes to academics, programs for the students, athletics? Obviously, there's a big part of religion and giving back, but there's fun things that I still remember, that you can travel abroad and all that stuff. So what is that you guys are offering the students that's different, a better touch? Obviously, it's a close-knit family here, so that's super important. Faith is super important. But what else are you guys offering the kids?
Well, so I'll lead with the critical piece, and Janice, you were critical, and it predates me, is our iPad program. So exactly what you mentioned, Jay, and Austin, you have seen it, right? So the academics have to be superior, and we compete against well-funded public schools. So the question is big fields and scoreboards, but the critical academic piece is the most important thing. So Janice was part of a team, and I literally was just walking in as they had decided it to migrate to this one-to-one iPad program, which is a college-level learning management program that is been a superior academic learning since it's 8 years now, and we compete against every other public high school. We're far superior with the academic offering. And what it does is it prepares our kids for college. So those college level learning management system now, every Ivy League school has adopted it, and then many others have. So it's our job, my job, from alumni and our director of technology, to make sure that is a cutting edge technology piece on the back end. But the academic piece, Janice, you and your team have used that as far superior. Most other schools are using Google products, and this is a far superior product.
Well, the reason we picked that, and we were really fortunate that we implemented that program as early as we did, simply because we were 100% ready when COVID hit. I mean, our kids already had iPads. We went out on a Friday. The teachers came in Monday, Tuesday. We just prepped a little bit, and then Wednesday we had full classes, full 9-period classes, every day face-to-face. Our kids were already familiar with the iPads. Teachers were as well too. So we were able to do live video at 9 periods a day. So that the timing was very good. But the learning management system that John's talking about was Canvas, and that was something we really researched. And our guidance team is always saying, whatever we do here, we have to make sure they're ready for college. And Canvas is something that was being used in college. And now, as John says, it's in all the Ivy Leagues and many schools around the country. And it's just the platform. You know, every college has its platform. Canvas happens to be one of the better ones. And our kids will have no problem getting, using that at college. So certainly technology is great. The iPads were also chosen because of the safety features on it. It's much more secure, has more options, can do more things. We can control it better in here. If a student adds something to their iPad that they're not supposed to, it immediately shuts down the iPad. So that was another reason we did that. But some of our programs, we do have, academics is just like any other school in the sense that we can offer the best. We can offer college courses. We can offer AP courses, honors courses. We have we do trips still. I'm actually taking another one to Canada this February with my kids. Our kids are always doing service trips. We do service trips together. But academics, we also have a TA program, which I think is unique probably for anyone around here, that our high school students are in the classroom with our middle school kids as a teaching assistant. So they'll help the teacher in the classroom. They work with them. In group projects, they take attendance, they bring them to, the nurse or things like that. So that's something for students who are either looking to go into the teaching field because they'll get an opportunity to teach in that
I
classroom.
was gonna say, is that like an internship? Is like, or like, how does someone put that on their resume or their college letter,
Well,
applicant?
it's
Or is it like
it's a class.
accredited or
If
something?
the students will get a credit for that. They can do it a semester a year, and most of our kids choose to do it over and over again because they love it. They really get involved with those students' lives, and the younger kids then end up following the kids around the school, and so it's a good little I don't say buddy system, but
Mentorship,
they
something.
they feel better to have that adult that they know in the building. They consider them as an adult, but that's something we wanted to try as soon as we opened the academy to make sure there was that really good relationship between the high school kids and the younger kids. And every year, I'd say we probably have every semester about 20, 25 students
Oh, wow.
who are
Everybody.
in the classrooms. Yeah.
And they love doing it, right? So the kids love it, the teachers love it, the kids respond to the TAs very well, and the TAs respond. And then, it's funny, Janice, you mentioned, so Janice runs a career day every day and every year, and you guys are going to be part of that again. We're part of it now. There are students who love that, and they're really good at it. And some have decided, you know what, Mrs. Clark, I don't want to be a teacher, right? I think I love doing this, but I want to do other things. So our kids really have a great experience working really. So they're not just hanging around and just babysitting the kids. They're working with them. And it's great for our young kids who use the iPad in 6th grade to watch our juniors and seniors use that program. So it's been a wonderful asset for us.
And I think the other big thing we have that sets us apart a little bit is our articulation agreements that we talk about all the time. And that's really through our guidance department. Ms. Nemeth started that, and she started working with colleges. She works very well with them. We have a great college fair every year, and she just reached out to them and said, "Hey, let's get an agreement going." So we have now close to 20 schools that we can. Our students who graduate here with an 80 or above are automatically accepted into these colleges with a minimum $20,000 a year scholarship, and they can apply for more. Excuse me. So you can be guaranteed that once you enter Burke Catholic, you'll have a place to go with money.
And then, so you guys have when we went here, you had a pretty amazing acceptance rate. So if you want to touch on the acceptance rate you guys have here, preparing kids is number one, but actually getting them accepted is the bread and butter.
Yeah, and it's a critical piece, right? So enrollment is our critical piece, right? So there has been kind of a demographic shift in New York State, out migration for 1,000 different reasons, right? The Catholic Church, has consolidated in a number of aspects, churches and parishes. So it's still a critical piece to what we do, but that enrollment piece is really, really important. But the enrollment process is even more important now than it is ever before, because we want to make sure that the family that comes into Burke Catholic understands the dynamic of what we are. We're a Catholic school. We're going to demand that their student goes to school, goes to class, follows the rules, wears a uniform. It isn't just, hey, let me go to Burke Catholic and show up one day. We sit and meet with every parent and family that comes in. So the admissions process is, I think, an even greater part of what we do now than maybe perhaps when we had higher numbers, because it's critical that folks come in and know what they're buying into. We're only as strong as our weakest link, and to allow students that otherwise don't want to buy into what we do, and that doesn't mean academically everybody comes in and they're brilliant. I was a good student, not a great student, but the critical piece is understanding the culture of what we're about. Our parents buy in, our students buy in, our kids buy in. So the enrollment process is really a critical piece to what we do now, because frankly, it's not for everybody. And we say that if it's not the Catholic piece or the academic piece or the culture piece, if it's not for you, it's not going to work. We can't force that. But for those families that buy in and commit the funding it's a significant economic commitment to come here. And we make sure that return on investment is critical. If you commit to that, we promise you it'll be the best for and in some cases 7 years of your life.
Yeah. So that's pretty amazing. So we actually, I mean, obviously in the real world, it's the onboarding
Yeah.
aspect of, and
Yeah.
at our stores, we're really trying to upbeat that. We have 650 employees, but sometimes we don't do the best setting expectations, showing them it's accountable.
Yeah.
But now we started this whole new process. We have a full HR team, and the meaning of setting that accountability and the expectations, and we straight up say to the people that are being hired, like, Healy Brothers might not be the place for you.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's awesome to
right?
hear you guys
Yeah.
say that, because it is a special thing to go to school here.
Yeah.
And you guys restating that, because I remember how special it was when we came here. You had to take a test to get in.
Yeah.
Mr. Dillon asked me to come here. I felt super special. It felt like nothing ever in the world than just going to school every day. So
Yeah.
just to hear that, and you guys take the time with each family,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty awesome to see. I mean, you guys should be recruiting Austin. This kid's 1 now, so. Well, 15 more.
We're gonna work on that.
We are right now.
When we open our preschool,
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
First
Listen, talk about preschool. I mean, that's something that needs to happen, really, right? There is nothing.
It is good, and that's the buy-in, right? So you as a parent, you know, you will. I want to. Every parent wants the best for their children, and we want to make sure that we're part of that conversation when you're considering the best for your child. And we know that there's other really good choices, but we're good with stacking our chips against anybody in the room, and you know, let's have that conversation. So, and then the critical piece is delivering on what you say, right? So that's where Mrs. Clark and her team comes in, because we can talk about it all day long, but if it doesn't go well over 4 years, and someone is at church or dinner or somewhere and says, "Hey, how's it going at Burke Catholic?" and they say, "Man, it's the worst decision I've ever made," it's really tough to unring that bell. But if they say it's the best money I've ever spent, I would do it again, that's even greater than Janice or I going out and telling you how good it is. So when somebody's endorsing the product that they're paying for, that means the world to us.
Referral business is the best business.
It's the best, yeah.
And I imagine the same thing for you guys. And I think we touched upon it with service when we spoke to you last, but if there's ever an issue, there's always problems. Even as good as you are, there's going to be an issue somewhere. And I think that just the fact that John and I, any of the teachers, anyone, can be reached all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If I hear of an issue, if John does, we call those families right away and just talk them through the problem, see if we can get through it. And we do. And that, I think, when there is a problem, it's okay. As long as you understand, you know what the parent is maybe upset about, we figure it out, we work it out. And as long as they know that you are there for their children for the best. And to make
Communication is key.
yeah, you have to ignore them. You can't do that.
And the best part is coming from the top. So they're spending a good amount of money for their kids to come here. So knowing that the top cares that much to make every problem right or reconcile it is super, super important.
Yeah.
And it gives you a peace of mind.
Yeah.
It's our early morning greetings in the morning. That's where we get a lot of business done in the morning.
And we're out there every morning, and rain or shine, I mean, cold, and you know, it's easy to go out on a 65 or 70 degree day, but when it's 12 in February and windy, we're out there and we're front facing, and that's important. So you can find us, and not every day is sunshine and rainbows, right? In your place, right? Not every day is perfect.
Oh, that's for
You,
sure.
you get through it, and you stand firm when, you know, it's not perfect, and you gain a little credibility with it when things are going well. So it's important to be able to be found.
So we know academics are second to none.
Yeah.
The technology you guys have here for the students help them prepare them from college. It's pretty much having college at their fingertips already, which is super important. And it, like I said, gives the parents peace of mind. So we're like with athletics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, this is close to me in Austin. That's our bread and butter is athletics.
Yeah.
That's
It's the same.
I love the I love the academics, but
Yeah, and it's great. Yeah, so you know,
I know you're a sports guy.
I would, you know, there's no greater fan of sports in the room here, but we know the perspective of where that should be in the world, right? So you got to go to school to get on the field. And, you know, I played 3 sports here, and my boys were athletes here, and they played in college, and my father, you know, coaching forever. So we require you to be disciplined in the school day and academically to get the opportunity to represent Burke Catholic, right? Because when you wear that shirt, it's awesome. But I'll tell you, once we play, we want to win, right? So, you know, we will, you know, rip your face off to go win in the right way. And we've had a lot of success over the last, you guys had a lot of success when you were here. I remember watching guys my freshman year that went to the state championship 25-0. I still remember them. I still talk to them, right? So we've had a great run. Basketball, girls softball won a state title. Our baseball team recently. We've had basketball state titles. in the last 4 years, our girls have gone to the state Final Four. Football played for the state championship, and our boys baseball team has went to the Final Four and played for the state championship. And it has been wonderful. So as important as academics are, they're critical. Also, when we're at playing sports or athletically, we want to go win, and we want to do it the right way. There's nothing better than winning doing it the right way. It's great.
And those BC uniforms have to be a good seller.
Yeah, they're well, it's funny you say that. And, Janice, I talk about it all the time. Every athletic event we participate in is an open house for me. I want those opposing parents and fans and teams to say, wow, there's a little something special about those guys. They walk in their uniform, they sit down, they say hello to the referee, they say hello to the opposing coaches, they're respectful to their opponent, but they're trying to, they're trying to beat them at the end of the day. And when you do it the right way, it's great.
Yeah. That BC discipline always seems to win.
It sure does.
We do it a little different.
We do it a little different.
I still remember back in the day.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we've had success. And I'm sorry, Janice, you got to get in here, but because we've won sportsmanship awards. Our coaches have won sportsmanship awards. We've been recognized by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association as a school of distinction. So that means 75% of our varsity athletes have attained a 90% or more on every single one of our athletics, from the winter to the fall to the spring. So
Wow, there's not many schools that have done that, I'm sure.
you can't do that across the board. And that's a credit to our coaches, right, who don't put up with it. It's a credit to our athletic directors, and then credit to the teachers who...
Coach Trezza did not put up with it, so I know that for...
They're still not putting up with it in baseball. I know it, our coaches have very strict rules. If you get a demerit, I want to know about it, because you're sitting out practice, so there's...
If that was the case, then I wouldn't have been practicing plots.
I know Coach Trezza, for me, he was hard on me, but it was the right discipline I needed as a younger kid.
And maybe you didn't appreciate it at the time.
Oh, no,
you recognize it now, right?
If I couldn't practice, it frustrated me, because I felt like also you're letting your team down. The accountability wasn't there because I made a mistake. So, it goes a long way. I'm glad you guys still put that in the kids, because it sets you up to become a man or grown up, or a woman.
And it fosters great school spirit. And that doesn't mean we have to win every game, but when we have a homecoming or we have a home game, our middle schoolers are there, and their parents are driving them. These guys don't drive, so our parents are driving. So when they come in and they sit in the stands or they sit on the field, or we want them to feel like, hey, this is the reason I'm part of something bigger than maybe a public school that are automatically a part of. You're part of something you're buying into, and you got to feel good about it.
Yeah, you're just like, a public school is, you might not necessarily feel a part of it because you live there, right? You're coming here for a reason. You just don't live here.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It's important to us. Yeah.
And it's great for our kids. It's not always great for the parents, but, and I remember my parents, my two oldest sisters graduated here. We all went to St. John's, and our parents were driving everywhere. So it's great for the kids to get a little bit of seeing a little bit of the county, that they get to branch out a little bit, but until they drive.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that point.
We drive. I was down the street. So
it's a great point. We draw students from 25 different school districts. So there's a social aspect that, Jersey and Pennsylvania, where
we would never have been friends.
Yeah, no, we would have never been friends. And we had friends in Warwick. We went to Warwick all the time. We went to Washingtonville. We went to Monroe. Like, that was cool to, like you said, see the county and meet different people from the county. And
And if you grow up with Goshen kids, then you come to Burke and you end up playing them. It's even better,
It's a little better. And that was a good rival.
Well, this is it. I didn't play soccer for long. Obviously, that wasn't my go-to sport. But playing Goshen, that was
the rivalry.
Oh, yeah. It was a battle for sure. Yeah, it was a battle for sure.
And you still remember it, right?
Oh,
yeah, it's great.
I still remember it like no other. Sports in high school are just different, especially, like I said, when you get to go there and you make a choice.
Yeah.
Your team bonding just feels different too. Yeah. Just a couple times. Some funny stuff.
Did you beat Goshen?
Yeah.
I don't remember it, to be honest. I'd have to go.
Yeah, I didn't play. I stuck to one sport after. But so turning the tide here.
Yeah.
You talked briefly about your foundation giving back to the community. At Healy Brothers, it's a massive part of what we do, where all our employees live locally. We want to always give back. We choose charities we do work with that are locally, and they can make an impact right away. I know you guys are big into that.
Yeah.
So what is your goal when you're working with your foundation and helping the community? What's that goal there?
Yeah, and I probably say it too much. Folks are probably tired of hearing me say it, but our motto is non vox sed votum, which is not words but deeds. And you can talk about all the things that we talk about here today about culture and commitment and respect and responsibility. But when you deliver it within your community for no other reason than it's part of what you do and it's your culture, that means the world to us. And our kids are involved in so many different things, and we'll bring them anywhere and everywhere. We're so proud of them. There are so many different volunteer organizations. You know, Father George does a great job with our soup kitchen. We have a number of different students in our building who are Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and are part of those community organizations. We've done Toys for Tots with our local team over in Warwick. So there's so many different opportunities that our kids are part of. And that is, you know, that's the wonderful part of what we do.
We get back to some of the notable, I think, ones that I can think of off the top of my head. We donate to Pets Alive. We work with them a lot. We have the local food pantries. We're always
Yeah, we're currently doing a food drive at all facilities for Food Bank of Hudson Valley right now.
Yeah.
but yeah. So we do that. We do a sock drive once a year. We do what's the other thing when I was thinking? Not Pets Alive. Oh, well, we do the some of the one of our favorites actually is the Christmas gifts we give to one of the nursing homes.
Oh, wow.
Jeans for Troops.
Jeans for Troops we do, but one of them is the senior citizens. They give us little notes of what they want. It's kind of funny, and our kids have to go pick out what they want, and then they go over there, deliver them, and it's fun. So every one of our clubs has a group that they like to work with. So they kind of work with them year after year, and then those are some of the ones. Definitely, our kids love animals.
And you're
Who does love it?
We were our pro-life group that goes out and does and raises some money too. So just a lot of we let them kind of lead where they want to donate in the community and what they want to do. But as a school, we do a bunch of drives and participate. We help out with the town of Goshen Police. They're our very good friends.
The community engagement is really critical to us because we draw from so many different areas, so it's nice. But the town of Goshen particularly is near and dear to us, and they have adopted us, and they do so much community engagement. You know, Legoland, night outs, and other programs.
We've been involved in their night out, the national night out. Our kids have helped out, and with the trunk or treat, we decorated a car and helped them with a little.
Yeah, we did the trunk or treat before at Healy Ford because I think we did it during COVID for everyone's kids. We just decorated a bunch of cars and got a bunch of candy for them, and it really meant a lot to at least our employees' kids because you couldn't go out, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
But the main thing that's so important, I mean, giving back is so crucial. It should be second nature, and it means the world to Healy. But doing it to the local charities that you could really benefit and impact.
Yeah.
That extra feeling is just, there's nothing like it.
It's great. And Janice has introduced the apostolic year, which is really service over classroom. So all of our juniors have an apostolic year, which is really a year of service as opposed to the classroom. So every student in the building takes theology. It is who we are. But you developed this program, the apostolic year, and we talk about it all the time for families. Your junior year is going to be committed to service, and it's eye-opening because that's a big year for our kids when they're developing a resume for college. So it's been a great program.
Yeah, they have basically it's a period a day where they're required to do some reading on every year. It's a little bit different on service and different people who have done great things, and then they are required to mass is required, service opportunities are about, so they have to report their service every month. They have to report that they're going to mass, or there are retreats that they can go to. But it's all about being a Catholic, giving back, being selfless. So, and that's great at the end of the year. Then they do just putting all that together, see what they've done through the year is really great for them to see what they've done throughout the year. But then also, yes, we use that as well too.
And having a taste of that giving back when you're younger is like it's instilled in me, in that we've really ramped it up lately, because not that it just feels good, you're actually making a difference.
Yeah.
Like you might not realize it at first when you're younger, but getting into it younger, and now my one uncle, like that's like his happiest thing to do is like when we have meetings for our charity, it's like he's like,
it drives him. You could just tell,
so
right?
It makes like the smile you could see on his face, and this guy's a very stern businessman, like from day to day.
Yeah.
And then we have these, and he's like a big mush. Like you would never. Hopefully, he doesn't watch this on the thing, but But
I'm sure he likes it.
we literally just had a meeting about our foundation this year, who we're going to be donating to. So, and he was like, sounded like he was going to shed a tear. So,
Yeah, it's great to hear. And giving back is important. And we take our lead from Cardinal Dolan and Sister Mary Grace Walsh, and it's a critical piece, right? The service and the humble and just the humility of the Catholic faith and our priests, and they're still important to us. There's not as many as there used to be growing up, and we have a program where Father George helps us invite local pastors and priests into the building, so our kids get to meet priests and be part of that. So that humility by which they speak of, it's great for our kids to see.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys are doing great things here. So what is the future for Burke Catholic? Anything new that we could talk about? Or?
I wish we had a crystal ball, but
Yeah.
I think, since John and I took over, I feel like every year has kind of been renewal. We really started, learning the ropes right away, with whether it was with, negotiating contract or COVID hit, and us being kind of new in that role and trying to navigate through that, which was great. And then during COVID, opening a middle school. So these were all, for us anyway, big, big moments in our career. And I would say just, maintaining Catholic education it's tough in this world. And we know firsthand every day how important it is and how unique it is and how special it is for the students that go here, and just keeping it alive, letting folks know about us. Always evolving, I guess, with the current trends, and making sure that we're keeping up and doing the best we can. And, from guidance to knowing what our kids need and how academics can shape their future, and listening to the Archdiocese and how faith can form their future. So I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'd like to see us.
I mean, you guys have been doing a pretty good job. I think just everything's been thrown at you guys. So
Yeah, well, and it's good. But the nice thing about it, so this is our 9th year in this role here, and we've, this is the first time they've ever done a president principal model, but it's a national program that has now been defined as this is the way it should be, and we now get opportunities to meet national folks, Northeast, in the South, Midwest, and the West Coast. So it's great for us to meet and talk about what they do and how those programs work. And when you talk about being, there's no one perfect way to do it. So maybe the next step is, we go to a higher level within the Archdiocese where, they're going to, ask us to do more. And we're always ready to do more. And that was where the genesis of the middle school was. Hey, do you think this could work for you guys? And you said, yeah, we can make it work. This is what you do. So that collaboration with the Archdiocese and that collaboration with the local Catholic grammar schools, we're busy getting ready to be busy at all times. Like you're an athlete, you prepare for everything. You have a game plan. Game doesn't always go that way. So you got to kind of be ready to go. So I feel like, as Janice said, we're going to have to remain great. Our measurement for success is greatness, because the Northeast is a tough time. Catholic education, there's no more difficult spot than to do Catholic education in the Northeast. In the state of Florida, where there's educational and financial incentives to be part of Catholic schools, they're growing 10, 15, 20%. And you're seeing a lot of folks go that direction. In the Northeast in New York, it's a tough gig, but it has made us better. And the next opportunity, I think, is going to be to do what we've done here, maybe at a higher level. And that's kind of the exciting part. But I don't know exactly what that is going to be, but I'll tell you the answer is going to be yes. We're going to say yes to doing it. Well,
I'll tell you, we'll be a part of it. We'll be watching the whole way.
Cool, yeah.
Great property. We have plenty of room to expand.
I was gonna say, like, the academy. Do you see the academy growing from baby kindergarten to 5th grade, maybe? Like, because that would be a game. Imagine if you had students.
He signed up right now, first student.
Well, that's what I mean, listen, that's.
I'm not sure, and that's a great question. It's a great thought. I mean, they do that other places. They also do, kind of the centralized high schools in certain places. But, there's a great Catholic school offering here in Orange County. Just because it's not as big as it was when we grew up doesn't mean it's not great. But yeah, to kind of work closely with our Catholic grammar school folks. And
How many Catholic grammar schools are left, though? There's St. John's, right?
Carmel.
No,
Down,
Carmel.
and Most Precious Blood.
so there's been a consolidation. There were 13 growing up. Every town had
I
their
only know
own.
one. It's Jonas Burke Catholic.
Yeah, and Mount Carmel has K through 8. St. John's is K through 5. Most Precious Blood is K through 5. So, maybe that's the direction we go, where we consolidate, under one.
I really wish we had school choice here, but that's not a conversation for today.